if you look at some of these lead times, those can come into play as well. That will drive why you can list at a certain time and why you can't.
Right. And as brokers, we're dealing with the buyers on a regular basis.
Sure.
So it's not just the one flash in a pan. We've been talking with some of these buyers for years, waiting for that right plane. And if you're the seller and you're the right plane, well, we can make that happen, you know? And so I just think that's sometimes sellers, at least I've been hearing on the phones lately, oh, I'll just put it on the controller myself. And they think that will kind of solve it. And I think it's a little short-sighted.
You know, it's very short-sighted because, you know, when you're trying to sell your own aircraft, it's a lot of people do it and a lot of people do it successfully. But I would argue that a lot of people don't have the experience of being able to oversee a maintenance event or an inspection and having their airplane go into a facility that, for example, I may not ever send an airplane into because the airplane may never come back out.
Yes, so many of those.
And so, you know, an owner thinks that they're smart enough to sell it. Well, they're smart enough to get somebody to make an offer, but that's just the starting point of a transaction. Yep. The hardest part of that transaction is deciding on what the terms of the pre-buy evaluation are going to be, who's going to do the pre-buy evaluation, what the caps on that could be, and not having the experience to be able to carve those into the documents and as part and parcel of the transaction. Those are the gotchas that all of a sudden that guy who says, I can sell my airplane by myself, realizes that he just lost $75,000 in squawks that somebody nitpicked him on and weren't really legitimate, and the buyer ultimately is never going to do them, but he's going to take that credit off the purchase price. So you tell me, who comes out the better end?
And the thing is, you know, we live and breathe this stuff all the time. We're not lawyers, we're not mechanics, but we see the bigger picture to fight for our clients. And so many times when people try to do it on their own, they're like, yeah, I got a lawyer. And then the lawyer sends you the ChatGPT APA or the template that's been floating around Google forever. And you're like, okay, just so you know, if you sign this, this is a problem.